What's up, everybody? Welcome back, RDB21, live from State House Studios. David on the production, downtown Columbus. We're gonna be back again. I was going to give a little session. I want to talk a little bit about basically, man, the state of high school sports right now. What's going on with the NIL and just the state of sports, high school sports period. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's been happening, but if you see high school basketball, I don't think football has really caught on to it really yet. They're starting to, but football don't really have a lot of prep schools the way basketball does. But here in the state of Ohio, they don't have NIL, I don't believe. So there's not a lot of prep schools in Ohio that these high school kids can go to. There is one prep school that just Spire Academy, which is in Geneva, Ohio. They just got Kevin Boyle Jr. as their coach. I don't know if you know who he is, but he was Mount Verde's coach. He came from St. Patrick in New Jersey. He coached Kyrie Irving. He coached Cooper Flagg and Cade Cunningham. He coached them down in Mount Verde in Florida. He's coached some of the best high school players throughout the country. Is a lot of current NBA players right now. Derek Queen, he coached him. But he's at Spire Academy right now in Ohio. So that was a big surprise when he came here. So that kind of shocked me because I didn't understand because Ohio, we don't have NIL. So I didn't know how that was going to work out. But it seems as though he's been getting in a lot of he's been shipping in a lot of new talent. And that's basically what I was getting to. Like in basketball, if you're an elite player, the days of playing with your high school team and things like that, it's over. It's over for that. Going to high school basketball games, we've been saying for a long time. People was talking about here in Columbus, Ohio. They were saying how the city league had kind of fallen off or whatever. Well, basically now all high school sports is falling off if you pay attention. Like, I'm not saying they're dying or anything, but the elite players, they're leaving high school. They're leaving their high school teams and they're going to these prep schools. They're either going out of state or, like I said, now we have one here in Ohio, Spire. So they can actually come and play here now. Spire got one of the top players in Ohio, Sean Foster from Lima Senior. I believe he's only a junior this year. So he's going to have 2 years to play at Spire. So that was a big pickup for them. They put together a pretty good team. Spire also, they have joined the EYBL, which is the Nike circuit. It's that's another thing too with these prep programs. They have an EYBL circuit, they have an Adidas circuit, they have a Puma circuit, and they have I believe an Under Armour circuit. So these prep schools all play on these different circuits to where they play each other, and it's basically like almost they come together and they have their little championships at the end of the season. See, they don't really care about state championships or anything like that. They're just playing against different prep schools. That's their conferences. And that's what Spire did. Once Spire got this coach, they immediately they became an EYBL team. Like I said, I knew when him coming there, it was going to change a lot of things, which it did. The EYBL restructured their whole conference. So they added some different prep schools. So that's what I'm getting to as far as this is, like I'm saying, high school sports is becoming a business. If you're going to play sports now, it's not for fun anymore. That's my opinion. I mean, you can play it for fun, but if you're really serious about playing high school sports and you think that you're going to go to the NBA or the NFL or whatever, you need to be going to a prep school. You shouldn't be staying at your high school. You shouldn't be thinking that you're going to go to your local school and you're going to go to the NBA or NFL. Those days are over. Kenyon Martin, I guess he had came out recently and was saying that basketball is the new golf. I guess he was trying to say it's like it's for the elites, like the rich, which it kind of has become. Because if you look at the players that are coming out, just like with Bronny going to the NBA, like if you look at a lot of these players, the elite talent, Not all of them, but there are a lot of these kids. They're the sons of former players. They could have been NBA players, overseas players, just former players. You might not know them, but they have some type of pedigree to where they know the process. Their parents went through it, so they know how to train these kids. So that's where a lot of these high schools, they're losing traction, and I don't think kids understand that if they're really serious about sports, that they need to be taking it. It's almost like a job. It's a business. If you want to play sports, you need to be working out every day. You need to be doing something every day to try to get you ahead of the curve. Just like with anything else, if when you're trying to get ahead, you got to practice more, you got to study harder, same anything else. So that's basically what these prep schools are offering for these kids. They're offering them training facilities, they're offering them trainers. Personally, I do have a personal experience with Spire. My son actually was enrolled at Spire. He went there for about a week. I don't know if you know if you've been listening to the podcast in the past, you kind of know my son's journey and know about his health condition. So I had to go down there and pick him up. That was the last time that he ever really went and played basketball. He was having an episode and he came home and he hadn't played since. But I went to Spire. I visited the campus. I've been on the campus. My son worked out there. I've been on that campus. It's basically an athletic compound. They have a soccer program. They have a swim program. Their swimming program is elite. Caleb Dressler, the Olympic gold medalist, he has Olympic records. That's actually where he trained at Spire Academy. He's actually Spire Academy's ambassador for their swim program. When my son was going there, which was a few years back, they didn't have this deal that they have right now with the EYBL. They weren't a part of the EYBL. But when I went to their campus, man, I was amazed. Like their gym, they have like 4 full court basketball courses, and they have the Cleveland Cavaliers logo in the middle. So it basically looks like the Cleveland Cavaliers. I thought it was the Cleveland Cavaliers workout facilities. That's what I thought it was. I thought that's where they practiced at. But that's how good the facilities are. They have a world-class pool. Like I said, they have a personal trainer. They put you on they have chefs. They have all that. They cook. It's basically a boarding school. You live there. You eat, sleep, and breathe whatever sport you're doing, and then you go to school for a couple of hours. That's what you do. But you can train. You have access to the gym 24 hours a day. Basically, if you want to stay in the gym all night, you can. That's why I was always telling everybody, like, I know a little bit about Spire. So anybody from Ohio, like, man, Spire, I recommend if you can go there, go there. If you're good enough, and especially if they give you a scholarship to go there, go to Spire, because they have everything to get you to the next level. So that's basically what I'm trying to say as far as like high school sports. Getting to the next level, man, you're going to have to go to a prep school just to be able to keep up with everybody else. Kobe always talked about how, he got up at 4 a.m. and, he did that for 5 years. So he was saying, I did that for 5 years straight. He's like, so he was saying like, he was getting up at 4 a.m, training 4. He'd go to eat, go back and train at 8, go eat, get some sleep, go back and train at 2, go eat, sleep, go back and train at nighttime. So he was training 4 times a day. So he was saying he was way ahead of the curve. He's like, he had been doing that for 5 years. So he was like, anybody that was coming up against him, they was 5 years behind him because nobody had outworked him. So that's basically like what's happening right now with these kids. Like they're getting put in positions to where they're way ahead of the curve because they're training every day. They're playing basketball every day. They're getting high, basically professional trainers training them, working them out. They're getting meal preps. They're getting quality food. So, I mean, they're training to be professionals at a young age. Last year, I talked about the Dayton at the Flying at the Hoops tournament that was in Dayton, Flying to the Hoop tournament. Arizona Compass, which is another prep school. They came here from Arizona. They came to Dayton to play a game. They played against Prolific Prep. Prolific Prep is from California. But now Prolific Prep has just moved, so they're located in Florida, Lauderdale, Florida. But Arizona Compass, they came from Arizona and played a game against Prolific Prep here in Dayton. The next day, they traveled all the way to Massachusetts and played at the Hoop Hall Classic the very next day. So this is a high school team. They're basically training. They're not catching buses. They're flying. They're flying across the country. So they're learning how to be professionals in high school. They're traveling on a professional. They're traveling like professionals. They're flying. They're being put up in. They're getting room and board. They're getting all kind of different attributes that are teaching them basically how to be a professional. So these are the type of things that these kids are going to really have to start doing if they want to make it to that next level. In this era, NIL and all these things, and with the transfer portal, when you do go to college, how they really don't even want high school kids. They want older kids, which are basically adults. They're picking them in the transfer portal. So these younger kids that are coming straight out of high school, this is why they really have to be prepared to get to the next level. So going to these prep schools, if you are an elite athlete, that's option number one. For one, they give you NIL opportunities. They give you opportunities with a lot of them have marketing firms that are working with these kids. These kids are a part of marketing firms now. So they have agents while they're in high school. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is business. This is not just, oh man, we love our team and we school spirit. There ain't no more of that no more. That's over with. If you are an elite athlete, your goal is to really get an NIL deal and hopefully get recruited by one of these prep schools to come there. We have some, like I was telling you about Sean Foster from Lima. He was one of the, he's one of the Ohio kids who actually left and went to a prep school. King Kendrick, he was from Northland High School. Last year, he did that where he reclassed. He actually went to a prep school. He left for Columbus, Northland, and he went to North Carolina to go to, oh man, it's slipping the dang on team name. It's slipping my dang on tongue now. I'm gonna look it up real fast. But he went to the school in North Carolina, which is a prep school, and he was able to. Now he's an ambassador for Carl Kanai. He has an NIL deal with Carl Kanai. If you look him up, you'll see he's all over YouTube and things like that. He's all over Instagram. Their school is, like I said, man, I don't know why I can't think of the name of this school now. But like I said, these prep schools, if you are an elite athlete, your path needs to be, you should be trying to get to one of these prep schools, because that's how you're going to be able to basically, you're going to be able to get some income as a high school athlete. But basically what I was trying to get to as far as that though, but this is all, like I said, it's ruining high school sports though, in my opinion. It's messing up things as far as going to your school. Because like I said, school sports is basically, that's what it's going to be. It's all for fun now. Like going to it, when we see these state championship games, and that's another thing that I feel like is going to be kind of, I don't know. We're always going to have some good kids that's going to actually be going to high school who are going to get looked at because they are exceptional. But it's not going to be as many, because that was the path. Playing for your high school team, you could go to college, you could make it. But I'm just, right now, the way things are, it's going to be a lot tougher, because like a lot of high schools that are good, they're basically mini prep schools, because what they're doing, they're bringing in kids from all over that area, and they're basically dominating that area. And that's how basically what's happening with the high school. They're stacking it up like an AAU team, and go ahead and put them out there and see what you can do. And when they play against these other little teams these other high schools that don't really have elite talent, it's not really good to watch. So that's what I'm saying as far as high school games and sports like that, where I feel like it's ruining that part of it. But I mean, I guess it's the evolution of it all, but I don't know how well it's gonna work out for everybody. But like I said, my thing is I just want all athletes to understand, if you got an opportunity to go to one of these prep schools, please take that opportunity, because it's going to get you to the next level. You're going to get training that you're not going to be able to get at a high school. You're going to have access to things that you're not going to be able to have access to. And it's going to be all about getting you to the next level. And that's what you're trying to do. So I wanted to talk about that for a little bit, because, man, I think that's something that we're going to be seeing here a lot more and more with high school. You're going to be seeing guys leaving. We're seeing it already. So there's some kids coming up here that are juniors here in the area right now. Landon Evans, I expect him to be making a move here soon. He's one of the top players in the area. Makai Roddy, he's only a sophomore coming up this year, but I expect here in the next year or two, he should be probably making a move somewhere here soon too. He's at Reynoldsburg High School right now. So we'll see what his future looks like. Landon, Makai, they're both underclassmen. I'll say those are the two that I know that stand out in my mind. I'm sure there's some other underclassmen that are out there, but like I said, just pay attention to what's going on with this NIL, man. And if you have kids out there that are athletes, make sure you're keeping them informed, because this is not a game anymore. This is business. So the market, the way the world is turning, money is plentiful. So let your kids if you can find a way for your kids to make some money out here in this avenue, this is it. But just be careful, because it's a lot of sharks out here too that can take advantage of kids too. So make sure you got all your things in order. This is somewhere kids got to know about LLCs. They got to know about attorneys. You have to know about a lot of different things. So parents, man, please stay informed. Kids, stay informed and look out for these guys out here. These agents and things like that. They're preying on these kids. They know how to get them. They'll help them get a little bit of money, but make sure that they set them up for the future, man. Don't let them take advantage of them. So that's just the one thing I'll say about it. I want all these kids to be able to get as much as they can in life. So they're giving out money right now, man. So, man, if you can go get it, man, go get it. Put the work in, and you put the work in, man, it's paying off right now. So please, man, all the parents and all the kids out here, if you got dreams of being an athlete, it's there, man, and the money is there for you. But it's a lot of work that you got to put in. So, man, put the work in, man, and your dreams can come true. RDB21, man, we just want to give y'all a little insight on that, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, RDB21, Instagram page, The Real RDB21, on TikTok at RDB21. If you like the show, like it, subscribe, share with everybody. And I'll see you when I get there. 1.